So we're gonna do part 2 since the camera equipment failed.
Yeah, it didn't exactly work very well.
Well, what happened is the sound turned off, and
Yeah,
then I guess it recognized sound wasn't on, and it stopped working.
Yeah. I think I'll try to. Maybe we can put it in.
Put what in?
Put in the other video.
I just uploaded it.
Okay.
So we're gonna go ahead and try to see if this
Hopefully it'll work now.
this will work. Yeah, different phone.
Okay, so
what do we have here? So these are
collard
collard greens. And we cut and he cut them up really neat. So if you want to look at the other video, what was really neat is that he took the stems and just cut them out. So you folded it over.
Okay, so here, this is basically like, here's an example of how I do it. So say it looks like this or something.
Yeah.
So I go along here and I go here. Boom.
I like the sound effects. It's cute. We're in a Star Wars mood. He's been reading about Star Wars.
Hey, the movie just came out the other day.
Yes.
This is kind of a crappy movie from what I read from the plot line.
Well, we're still going to watch it someday, and
Yeah.
don't tell us how to end. Oh, he already knows how to end. Never mind. No, and you're not going to give a trailer. What is it called?
Spoilers.
Spoilers, right.
No need to. And
okay, let's switch topics back to the food. You can listen to he has another channel called Eagle's Journeys, which you can look at and listen to his, I think it was your design that you had for Star Wars? Or
yeah, I'm going to post a picture of my design for my lightsaber.
Yeah, but what was it that we recorded earlier? I think you were just giving miscellaneous facts that you had read.
When?
When we were sitting on the couch, yeah.
I was talking about the forms. So I recently looked up different forms of lightsaber combat. There's 7 forms of lightsaber combat in the universe.
Right.
I looked up, found a little article describing.
Oh wait, cut up the. Oh. So let's before.
Okay. So
hold on.
This is Chaya.
Wait. So finish your sentence. You were looking up forms of lightsabers.
Yes, lightsaber forms of lightsaber combat.
Right. And okay, so now that he's finished that. Oh, he's going to rinse this one off a little bit more. Oh, while we're doing that, if you can see in the background, this is something that I think everybody should have in their kitchen, which is a, oh, you want me to go? It's a list of feeling words, because emotional awareness is something that people tend to forget to teach themselves or the kids. And I was going to say to teach the kids, but it's also about teaching themselves. I certainly did not have much. I mean, I knew all the vocabulary words, but having that awareness of what feelings. So whenever I have a panic attack or just whatever it is I'm feeling, I come up to this list and I look and I see give the feelings names, and it really makes quite a difference, especially if you have anxiety issues. This is the chaya leaf. This is a close-up. There are different kinds of chaya plants out there.
This is the basic leaf.
For the chaya that we have, this is the basic leaf.
It's usually this color. It has the kind of color scheme.
And it's very nutritious. It's got more magnesium than most other plants that you would ever find in the grocery store.
You didn't pick the prettiest leaves, but yeah.
I just picked the lower leaves. But the thing is you do have to cook it for 3 minutes because it has cyanide, I think, in it, or something. Not arsenic. I think it was cyanide. And you have to cook it out. So you have to boil it or cook it for good on high for a good 3 minutes. We did not know that the first year. We only cooked it on low the first year. So, and even today we do still cook it on low, but we cook it on low for a very long time. All right.
This is my favorite weapon.
It's not a weapon.
Weapon of choice when cutting leaves.
Yeah.
Because you can do this with it. Don't worry, this shouldn't be boring.
And we don't cut the stems because he likes to pick them out, and I'm fine eating them the way they are. You cook them long enough, but you always boil them. Now we will not add these greens. Add them immediately.
But we will add stems.
Yeah, we will add the stems before we even start the water boiling.
And so as you can see, what used to be leaves is now pulverized mush.
Yeah, but that way it's...
And the more time you spend on it, the smaller it gets.
Yeah, the smaller it gets, the more likely your kids will eat it. And it also just sort of blends in, and the nutrients go into the soup and the water.
Like here, you can see how fine I get it.
No, we're not actually going to cook so the way we do it is we cook a rice, but we don't use so much that it's a soup. We do add a soup to it, though, for flavoring. Okay, that is more than small enough, in my opinion.
I know. Okay,
kind of went overboard there.
Sorry, let me show the camera. Come on, bring the camera close, please. Exactly how, here, if you come over this side, kind of see on the blade how tiny it is.
No, I see what you're wanting to show, yeah. You can get very, very small.
Yes.
And it's much more fun than a blender, and probably safer in many ways than a blender.
And
there's less to clean up than a blender.
Blender turns into a pulverized, like, soup, or like a smoothie. Very nasty.
Well, it depends. There's what is food processors can make it chopped.
I don't know.
Yeah, anyway, we like this method better.
Just buy yourself one of these. It only costs like $10.
Yeah, $7. Whatever. It depends which one you get.
Yeah, which one you get.
All right. The hard part is that you end up. It's
Get
good not to let this all go down the drain. Like, so when we clean the board afterwards, sometimes we have little bits and pieces, and it's really better not to clog up your drain with it. So just get a little cup of water and rinse it out outside. And if you have a if you have a balcony, you should have a pot on your balcony with dirt, and you can rinse, and it'll be nutritious for adding to your soil. Oh, can you cut up these greens in half, or maybe a thirds, please?
Sure.
How about thirds or quarter?
I cut it in half. That's quite.
Yeah, I noticed the other day that
you can cut it up once it's.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you make it.
I have found.
Make it any smaller than
you can still pick it out. Here.
No, if this size, I can pick it out. Any smaller, I can't.
Here, I'll get the small pieces that are already too small for you. See, this is the size I was thinking. Can you make?
Okay, those are way too small.
These?
The original size, chopped in half once, is a good size, like this size. Okay.
I find it still a pain in the butt
then
to
we can
eat.
chop them once you take them
Okay,
out.
what about this size? Isn't this a good size?
Maybe, but
Okay.
if I chop the longer ones into that size, then I'm gonna end up with even smaller bits. One bit just the right size and one bit super small.
How about that one?
What?
Just do one line through there.
But if I cut this, then this is that much, not this much. These are actually already minus these three are already actually that size.
Fine.
So
Then when you cut, yes, those
okay,
two.
I'll chop these,
Thank
and
you.
then we'll take these out.
No!
Yes, you eat them right now then.
No, I don't like it raw.
Well, they're not going to go
Look.
on my dinner. Use these.
Eagle,
Chop too small.
it's left you only 3 or 4 pieces that you would need to pull out, and likely chances are it will dissolve, or not dissolve, overcook the pasta.
Already I
And
don't know.
a little bit of stem is not bad for you.
I know, but
If it really irritates,
I don't like the taste.
it doesn't change the taste, Eagle. It's just the
No,
texture you don't like.
It's not the taste. That I don't like chewing on stems. Whenever I get one, I have to interrupt eating and then go pick it out.
I agree, Eagle, but we're making, I guess in this case, we're making a compromise. We can keep going to a win-win if you like, but...
Yeah, how about the win-win be, we have it a little bit bigger and then we chop it once we cook it.
If I found that you were chopping it for me before you served it to me, then that would be a difference. But since we're both starving and we just want the food,
Alright, let's
I
go.
think that it would be nicer if you just are willing to pick out 3 or 4 of the smaller ones.
Okay, fine.
All right, thank you.
Love you.
I love you too.
Mwah.
All right.
Alright,
And
yeah.
Eagle, if you do have a small few pieces to eat, if they're really small, they actually do cook well enough, especially if you start it from boiling. He doesn't agree with me, but I have seen him eat greens just fine if we make it small enough.
Greens, not stems.
No, stems just fine if we make it small enough and if we cook it long enough.
Alright, so now we're
Right,
on
you just witnessed an argument we had. So this is part 2, and I'm going to go ahead and...
part 3.
I don't know if I should make it. Well, we'll go ahead and start it. So we got... I'll talk about what we have here.
let's
We
make part
have rice, quinoa,
How long are you ready?
quinoa organic Indian Grail. I'm going to add some hemp seeds just because normally he eats the hemp seeds raw with his cereals and stuff like that. But this particular, for some reason, there were chunks in here that every now and then you get a hard piece that was just too hard.
My teeth, yeah.
And it hurts his teeth.
occasionally a small grain.
Yeah, and we also have mung bean, which normally
Not
I
mung
would...
beans, garbanzo bean.
Garbanzo beans, sorry. I was hoping we had some mung bean, but we seem to be out of it. So I'm going to use some garbanzo bean. Normally garbanzo bean needs to be cooked for a lot longer than what we're going to cook.
So, yeah.
So normally
I know that's not
quinoa also only needs to be cooked for 20 minutes, but...
Maybe we should stick in the garbanzo beans first and then let them cook for a while.
Well, what we could do is we could do the garbanzo beans. Here, I'll put a handful of garbanzo beans in there, and we can do the stems.
You put more garbanzo beans
Yes. In fact, if you want to get me another handful, you can.
I want to put the entire thing.
No,
Very much less.
I don't want too much, because we're going to have a soup and we're going to have other stuff. Okay, that's enough.
That's not even. Go ahead and cover the bottom.
I'm not making a ton here.
Whatever.
I don't want it to go to waste like we did last time.
Yeah, because you didn't. Because you insisted on
gonna
not
make
making hummus the first night, or second night, or third night, or fourth night.
Yeah,
How long was
This is really, we make some really good hummus, but it means you have to do it right away. And I was just eating the hummus straight. Anyways. Okay.
Yeah.
You're eating rice?
Rice.
Alright. Okay, so we're gonna, fill this up with water. S'il vous plaît. Okay, we filled it up with water. The stems float. And we're gonna let that cook.
So yeah, so
But you know, I want the rice to come. Well, you know what? The only one that doesn't want to get cooked a lot is just the quinoa.
So you want to stick the rice in?
So actually, I think I am going to cook it all together because these two can be cooked a long time, and I wanted for the hemp to get whatever that's hard.
You sure you want to cook the rice? I mean, it will turn to gel or kind of a mush. Not gel, but mush.
Okay, some rices can be cooked 45 minutes. Yes, this is a 45-minute rice, okay?
Okay.
So this is fine.
So it's good.
And if the garbanzo beans are a little too hard still, then, well... Do we eyeball things? This whole idea of measuring, it's really not... The way we cook, it's really not as necessary. And since I didn't do it just now, I have no idea, because I usually can tell by feel.
Sorry.
So it's about right. What he did is he puts the rice...
Put like 2 handfuls in. Or 3.
Yeah. Basically, I just put a layer of rice for just 2 people, just for the 2 of us. If if my husband was here, then I would probably actually measure it out and make a full cup of rice. But the most important thing is that you want the water to be at least an inch over it. And actually, I guess it really depends. We're just so used to eyeballing it. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and turn this... Oh, no, we're going to add some of these other grains.
But I thought you were waiting for the quinoa?
Well, no, because these 2 grains... Yeah, the quinoa... No. The quinoa's fine. Alright, so I'm adding just a spoonful of hemp.
That's a lot more
Not
than a spoonful of hemp.
A handful of hemp?
That's a handful of hemp. It's a lot of hemp.
Yeah, it is. You're right.
Yeah, here, this is what it is. These little tiny black shells that keep them.
Well, you know what? Did it float? Did it float up?
Everything floated up, so it doesn't quite work.
Alright.
Here. So here.
I'm just wondering if there is a way...
So you can see, this is what the usual hemp looks like this.
Yeah.
And this is what this hard shell looks like. It's kind of a triangular shape.
Yeah. Well... Can you help out here, Eagle?
Yeah, you need some help there.
Okay.
Easy.
Alright, so go ahead and get that in.
There's a handful?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and do my hand just because it's a little bit bigger. Oh, you know what? Actually, that's not how we're going to do it because it gets everywhere. So, the way I like to do it, can you hold the camera for me? Can you hold the camera for me? Yes, see how you just sprinkled out a little bit?
I did.
So what I like to do, Eagle, especially since it's not boiling yet, normally I add this in afterwards because I forget, but I just sprinkle a layer on top.
And then...
But you don't like to do it when it's steaming because you don't want steam to get into your grains. You want to keep your grains dry. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of quinoa, just a sprinkle of it because we don't have a lot of quinoa, and it is going to overcook a little bit since we're cooking it with
here,
everything
this is what it
else.
looks like.
And that does not have
light.
any better picture. All right, I'm
There
going to come back again when this is boiling or when it's cooked.
Yep. Bye.
Okay, now it is boiling. You can see it red hot and the steam coming out. And, So now that it's boiling, we're going to let it boil for a couple minutes, and then we will turn it down to a medium. Yeah, since I think we're going to head back down to simmer. Okay, but back to simmer. And when it gets down to a simmer, we do not do it until it gets down to a simmer, we will add the greens to it. I just remembered what I'm about to do. Now that it's still at a boil, I'm going to go ahead and cook the egg in there.
Oh, like you're putting egg in there?
And I do that because my son needs more protein, in my opinion. He is too skinny for his own good. And I've read that the more protein you have, the more your muscles bulk up. So I'm adding an egg in there.
And you're like just gonna let it.
Yeah, I just let it cook in there and give it to him whenever.
What's the name for the egg?
Alright, I'm gonna add 2 eggs
Turn it
actually.
to poached egg? Is that the idea? Like it?
Yeah, something like that. Normally, don't you just stir it in?
Well, I don't usually put eggs in soups, but yeah.
Well, I've had you put it in with the TV dinners before.
Well, yeah, but I mean, then it just kind of falls over everything. This needs to be a kind of whisk.
Yeah, so you don't have to stir it up. You can just leave it in there and then give it only to your kid. But I guess we both need some protein, so stirring it up is fine.
What?
Stirring it up is fine. Okay, so now it has come down to a basic simmer, and now we can add the greens. So do you want to bring the whole pot over? Or?
How about I just dump them over?
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
And what?
Get it all off your hands. Food always tastes better when you're
What?
connected with your hands. I saw this great video of this lady in a village. If y'all ever check out the... I'll have to put a link to it. This lady who, in the village, uses her hands for everything, from mashing potatoes to mashing the fish, and you can just tell it's made with such love. Now, I would also normally cut up a date in here and add it in there. And I would also normally add some flax seeds or some chia seeds. I think that's
The
good
egg's
enough.
kind of gelling up. It's probably actually going to be overcooked.
That's okay. When the rice is all, what do you call it, cooked, then I will, when it's near the end of being cooked, we will add the soup, just for flavoring. And you just find any canned soup. This doesn't work to have. So yeah, somebody would like to help donate, one, to help pay the bills, but also to get some decent camera equipment so that we can make a fun cooking channel as we grow and develop. Okay, the kiddo's doing weird stuff with the light. Okay, we're going to cover that up and let the rice simmer. Letting the rice simmer for about 45 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off, and I'm not going to leave the phone on hold for 45 minutes because we're going to go cook ourselves a sardine sandwich while this cooks for the next 45 minutes.